to around $204 a share. Remember a few years ago when this thing was $12 a share? Wow. Going the other way, existing home sales, they were expected to be bad, but not this bad, plunging last month after 3 straight increases, careening 16.7% from November. Now, the National Association of Realtors says that is because those fat government tax credits were ending. My next guest says that's just a fat lie. And Greg Rand is a member of the National Association of Realtors, at least for now. All right, so Greg, you're saying that's not true. What happened then?
Well, the December home sales were up compared to last December. You know, for years and years, we compared the month on record to the previous year's month. The National Association of Realtors, for some reason, decided to start counting it compared to the prior month. In other words, December versus November.
Right. And so you can see sequentially what's going on.
Yeah, but it takes the seasonality out of the mix. Home sales in December are up 15% from last year. Okay, the real story here is we've had 6 months of increased home sales from the prior year. All right, we're definitely coming through a recovery.
Which tells you what? What's going on?
That home buyers are buying because prices came down. All right, this tax credit was good from the standpoint of being able to give buyers who were shopping, and they were shopping all last year, but they lacked urgency. They lacked a reason to pull the trigger. This gave first-time home buyers a reason to pull the trigger in September, October, in order to close in November before the credit was due. But what we're seeing now is that NAR, who lobbied very heavily for that tax credit.
National Association of Realtors.
Right.
Why would they lie? They're not lying.
They're not lying, but they're trying to take credit for a housing recovery, and I think that they're trying to set it up to extend it beyond April.
Oh, so they want the credits to keep this puppy going.
That's my sense, and I think that as the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, the duty is to have the public understand the way the housing market is cycling right now. It's much more important, I think, for people to recognize that supply and demand drives the housing market, okay? People want to own a piece of this country. They have a chance to own a piece of this country. When home sales are up 45.5% in November compared to last November, that's an extraordinary number. They're up 15% in December. Now, why is December down? Well, certainly the home buyer tax credit that expired at the end of November caused some folks to time their transaction for that date. But, I mean,
but this is not a credit event to you.
December is not a credit event.
Okay.
It would have been higher if the credit had not been there because some people that were going to close didn't.
All right. By the way, we called the National Association of Realtors, and much like those big unions who they must have called ahead of time, do you want to call back, Neil? They said no. So we'll get their number, too, while we're at it, just to give you all the numbers of people who's turned us down, as well as the White House number, I guess, while we're at it. In the meantime, who knew that Punch's